before he entered. Don't you hang with the eyes talking about he don't remember. Trying to copy what I do. You is not a printer. Cooped up, toot up, make get they suit tucks begging. I ain't even got $2 for you. Roll call when I'm coming with me. No, this ain't jump ball. You can't jump with me. Ballin' jump, man. Touch hands. We about to bump then. Better bang yours. Cause I bang mine. This ain't happen overnight. It take time. You seen a Super Bowl, the cheat code. Game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. What I want for Christmas too. That's the same time with me, it's game time. But with you, yeah, it's same time. Hey, keep playing around, get your head. Don't wanna live right, well, alright, leave you dead wrong. Hey.
Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Chicago Bears and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, and that's Kairos Santos to get us started. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Hey, take 26.
They'll run. This is Jalen Warren. And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? On 3rd down, they go with 1.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
4th down.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going. It's Rodgers. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth.
Well, you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on 4th down. Had they not gotten it, it's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day. The offense is going to stay on the field after the conversion, and now they got to see, can they take advantage of that aggressive play call and finish this drive with points?
14 on the pickup. That's a Steeler first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Williams going to throw on the first play. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
On the handoff, this is Warren. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
To throw, it's Rodgers. intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards. And the Bears have excellent field position as they take over right at midfield. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Now a shot here, deep middle. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down. They'll go play action here with Williams. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. And how about that? 3rd and a mile, and they convert and pick up a 1st down. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Filthy. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Bears in possession here to start the 2nd quarter. They've got it with 2nd down and 13 in front of them. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Vegas! They'll indeed go. It's Williams. And he'll take it on in. Roll, Ogunze. Touchdown, Chicago.
Great job here on 4th and goal. The most difficult play to defend, Mike, is scramble pass in the red zone. There's teams out there that create these exact opportunities because of the stress it puts on coverage. That's why it's so critical for these defenses to keep the quarterback in the pocket, because when you don't, it is so hard to latch onto these receivers for that amount of time.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. And no return here. This is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. That's taken in left side by Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down. Rogers. There's a short one caught by Fryermuth. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. On third down, Rogers. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown.
So it's third down, and just seems clear that he's just trying to do anything to keep the drive alive. But even though you're trying to keep the punt team off the field, you just can't be careless and reckless. And that's really what he ended up being, Mike. And defense takes advantage and takes it back to the house.
Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears move out on top, 14-0.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
29-yard line.
A-Rod down to throw on first down. Now, right on the heels of the pick six, he is intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards.
Like, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. You're not going to get away with it at this level.
Now a ball deep, middle of the field, and that ball out of reach toward the side. Sideline. It'll be an incomplete. Luther Burden, the intended target, and it'll bring up second down.
Volunteer! Whiskey! Cash! Yes! Cover!
From the shotgun, it's Williams. This is part two. To the goal line and in. Luther Burden. Touchdown, Bears.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Marsh to his right. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
First down for Aaron. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. It's second down. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. First grab for Metcalf. Good for the first down. Set to go now on first and 10.
At the 47-yard line.
From the gun, Rodgers. He'll let one go down the middle. And will move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. A big-time play for Pittsburgh. 31 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
And the Steelers are going to have first and goal. Tackle made at about the 5-yard line.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points.
And he's in. Fire move. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break. I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on two-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
He's to midfield. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield.
First and 10 at the Steelers' 44-yard line.
What is up?
In motion, it's Odunze. On first and 10, it's Williams. Well, here down the field will fall incomplete. Holston Loveland was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
What is up?
Now Williams. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Third and long. Here's Williams. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And that is incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And it's going to bring up fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Williams. Again, working deep downfield. That's incomplete. Daring call on fourth down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. 26. Rodgers on first down. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. It's the veteran safety, Kevin Byard.
Back north. 258. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers now. And he'll take it on in. Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Steelers.
And that's a bit of a gamble, but I really like the aggressive play call. Understand it here before the half. We don't want 3. we're trying to come away with 6, and he foregoes the field goal try. They take a shot in the end zone, and they come away with a touchdown.
Throwing, Rodgers. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
The score, Bears 20, Steelers 16.
So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. Throwing on first down, it's Williams. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Williams to throw on second down. Open man downfield is Loveland. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. Williams going to look to throw it on first down. That one too far out in front to be brought in. And it's incomplete. DeAndre Swift, the intended target. And it'll lead to a second down. Williams to the air once more. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. He's got it! And he will score! Roll Odunze. Touchdown, Chicago. His second catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
And he will get into the end zone and put the lead up by 2 more.
Steelers 16. Cairo Santos to kick off for
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The master of play action, Rodgers. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. And even 30 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he will get into the end zone. D.K. Metcalf. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. number. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do. Anytime you fail on a two-point try, there's always going to be second-guessing about whether that was the right play call. In this case, they decided to throw the ball, which I like. They just need better execution, and they end up coming up a little short.
They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. Back to the sideline and intercepted. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
47-yard line.
A first down throw from Rodgers. That's complete. It's Metcalf. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
That's good.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
The 28-yard line.
Play action now with Rodgers. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be brought down. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Pat Fryermuth, the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd and goal.
Hey, take 26.
They run with one. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line.
Brought down at the 4-yard line. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Go to 50. Hey, you block.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And the best offense on 3rd downs, Mike, is to be really good on 1st and 2nd down. This keeps teams from putting themselves in these unfavorable positions. It's part of the reason why these drives continue to stall out.
Now Rodgers on 4th down. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down.
Vegas, Vegas! Yeah. Combo. Punch stars, tags, yes.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
This defense is vulnerable in a few areas along the back end, but none of that will matter if this protection can't do a better job holding up long enough that they can find some of these open receivers that have been able to separate. He just doesn't have the time to get them the ball.
He'll swing this out to Swift, and he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. They'll indeed go. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. So they make the decision on fourth down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick six.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on fourth down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
This returnable from the 4. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Now he'll air one out, and that is incomplete.
So I understand the idea here. So the play caller is saying, all right, I've got to get that last throw, the pick six on the previous possession, I've got to get that out of my quarterback's head as soon as possible. What better way than generating a big chunk play downfield in the passing game? But defenses, they're ready for this. They understand what offenses are going to try to do to answer, so they were ready for it here. But I still like the call.
Throwing on second down, Williams. He's going to dial up another deep ball.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
On third down, it's Williams. He's got Loveland free left side. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We'll try to throw again. Here's Williams. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor, and this time it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately his passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion. It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He'll air it out down the middle to the goal line and in. Luther Burden. Touchdown, Bears. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead.
The Bears will line up for the two-point conversion.
Throw it again. It's Williams. That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead. So a big change here. They go from down 1, score the touchdown, add the 2. Now they lead by 7 as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. at the line of scrimmage.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
Big play coming up. This is third down. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. Oh, for the fifth time, he is intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
It was really a disappointing performance. I'm a little surprised, Mike, that he continues to put the ball in danger this often. I mean, to make a couple mistakes early on, that happens, but at some point, you got to make a correction, and until he does, this defense just continues to make him pay.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
It's now second and
10.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. And that is incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And third down coming up.
And we got a big third down coming up here, Mike. They got a chance with a conversion to possibly get this under the 2-minute warning, put this defense in a position where they have to start using their timeouts.
From the shotgun, it's Williams. Quick slant, caught by Burton. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. That's taken in. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. The risk pays off to the tune of 16 yards.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Here comes Swift. They toss it right. They'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give them 8 on that carry. A good spot here, second and a yard.
Ready, set. Jordan. Yes. Cover. Punch Spurs.
Here's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
Jordan. Ready, set.
Burton, the man on the move.
Yes. Vegas. Yes. Cover. Punch Spurs.
They'll drop to throw. Moving to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
Filthy. Ready, set.
Off play action. Here's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
Yards to go.
Throwing again. Williams. And that is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with that. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on free and extend their lead.
Cairo Santos following the made field goal. Back out to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out. 30-yard line.
31-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
No. Screen again.
Warren. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
No. 258. Back north. Screen again.
To throw is Rodgers. Rolling right. He'll tuck it and take off.
You have to admire when quarterbacks are willing to put their head down and fight for some extra yardage, Mike. Sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Get down, protect yourself, live to play another snap.
Left Kelly. 258. 258.
3rd and short yardage, it's Rodgers. He's going to air this one out. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be...
And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on downs.
So the key to this 4th down stop defensively was their ability to flush the quarterback out of the pocket. Anytime you can do that, you shrink the field, you limit the quarterback's options, and in this case, he can't find anyone, and ultimately, he goes down for a huge 4th down stop. So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. That is caught downfield by Odunze. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
And the Bears, 1st down.
Williams rolling to the left. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Escaping to his left. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. This one all but over. Here's 3rd down.
Yes. Vegas. Yes.
Williams to the air once more. Rushed to his left. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And, Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball game.
Here we go. One final play. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
29. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And this is going to end up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball up to the 40-yard line. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. Brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So this one, a win for the visiting Bears. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson.